Okay, guys, we are live. Are we live? Yes. Okay. Yeah, we live. Let me get the pop-up chat here. Close it. Okay. I believe this is going to be the last video on the Pong C++ game that I'm building, and so I actually built two versions of the game. Actually, let me show you really quick. So we have okay. We have this code here. Okay. And we have main inside this code, source code, which is just an entire. Let me see if I already compiled this. It seems that it's not compiled yet. Oh yeah, it was. So this game is already working, and I have this scoring. There is just a couple of details that I want to fix. So instead of fixing them, I went back and I started building everything again from scratch. And the whole idea for this is because I really want a total understanding how the SDL library works. Okay, in the prior live streams, I show you how to set up SDL, how to set up C++, how to configure Visual Studio Code, how to compile, and also how to create simple windows where you can start rendering stuff and visualize and adding some specific components and visualize those components. So I went back and I started writing everything again. And the whole idea for this is because, I don't know, I thought that was a good idea to start writing from scratch with some help of the knowledge that I was just getting for this week. Okay, so now we have the Pong, we have the Pong main CPP, Pong, the Pong CPP, which is just the other game, the new game. Okay, let me see if I just build it. So this one already has the paddles working, and you see how it's starting. And also you can pause it, you can enter again, you can enter again, and I also have the score, you see. And now I'm fixing this, so I'm adding the scores components in the top so you can see who is scoring. I'm gonna fix this specific text issue that we have here, and hopefully we're going to let the job done on this state, because I believe that there is no new knowledge that we're going to get from this specific game. So we're going to jump tomorrow and start a different game, but I want to finish this one, even though I had a lot of good feature planned. But I believe there is not. So I have finished Pong CPP file with all the changes that I want to add. Change complexity level, which means you can add speed if they start getting very good. The players are getting very good. You might need to increase the speed of the ball to make the game harder. You can also change the direction. You can also add AI, and you can also add different type of scores depending of time on other ideas that I have. Okay, decreasing the paddle size to make the work harder, to make the game mechanic harder. But I don't want to do that because um, I believe it's better to jump to another game. Okay, so but I'm gonna stop here. Remember, this GitHub repository is already public, so you can go there, you can download it for free, and you can ask any question. You can go back to the 6 prior life that I been doing this from scratch with no C++ knowledge. I mean, I was a C++ programmer, but 10 years back. Okay, and yeah, let's go, guys. So so first we're going to add the scores. Okay, so I'm not sure if you want me to explain the the code. Yeah, let's explain the code really quick. So we're using three libraries. We are using SDL library. This is the inclusion header for this library. We are also using the mixer that will help you to play audio, and we are using SDL TTF, which just help you to create, to load fonts and create surface from and texture from that specific font. Okay, so here we have two functions which are not 100% yet, because I want to get these two functions and convert it to U1, because there is just the same call, the same type of the same code, but yeah, I need to specifically change in the parameters so I can find a way to position in the right way without having two different, because this one is just for rendering any place and this one is for center the text. Okay, so I want to create just one singular function that can help you to center the text or do whatever you need to do with every time you're going to populate a new text on the game. Okay, we are using this font. We're using this font, the Nest Chimera. Okay, we're using this font right now. Okay, so and we have the SDL init initialization here. We also check for if there is not any problem on the SDL library initialization, if there is no problem with the TTF init initialization, mix audio open, which is just a way to open the let me see if I say accurate. Open the default audio device for playback. So there is no problem. We basically continue, and this is just the initialize function. We have a close function where we are going to start adding stuff here to just free and deallocate memory. So this is the main entry point, which you need with SDL. You need these two arguments, mandatory. Okay, guys. If you don't have these two arguments, you might need to add another components here, which I don't remember right now, but it's important to understand that you need these two when you're using SDL. Somehow they use these arguments. Okay, so you have a window and a renderer. You initialize here. If there is no problem, you continue. If there is a problem, you just close and deallocate the memory. Create windows, create a render accelerated, which is very important. Okay, and initialize the font. Okay, you create the font and you show the main menu. Okay, the main menu is the one that say, okay, you're ready to start, do enter or click enter. This is the main menu actually. This is the main, press enter to start. Okay, you have to do enter, you will start the game. Okay, so this is done here. So basically what you do is you create a boolean flag and you start waiting for events, for keyboard events. Okay, you have SDL has a way to create a queue and start listening to those events that are coming from specific devices. In this case, the mouse. It can be a joystick, it can be a mouse, it can be a keyboard. For now, we're not we're not programming anything that are related with joystick, so we're only listening to keyboard events or mouse events. So in this case, we have the quit button, which is this one. Actually, this one. we also are listening to the escape, which is this one. You basically hit escape and you will be the window closing out and exit. Okay, and you also handling the return. So we are waiting for this. Depending if this star is true, then we go here and render. So I'm sorry, we wait for everything here, and we every if the star is not true, so we are going to show the same screen. Okay, we're going to show on the same screen. But if the start change because we hit return, we're going to jump here and we're going to initialize the other components of the game, which is the audio, the paddles, the walls, validations, the the ball, and the ball speed in boss axis, the scores, and here is where the fun starts. So we have the game loop just doing the same type of pattern that we just visualized here. Okay, we have the game loop using these three flags because we are controlling when it's paused, when it's game over, and when it's running. Okay, and here we are just starting listening to the same type of key, right? But with other controls. So if it's pause, we have to make pause false. If it's game over, we have to initialize the values again. And if we hit escape, if we hit P, a lower P, we put the pause. And depending of these flags, we just check here and render different type of text. Okay, if it's game over, we render this type of text. But we have the opportunity here if I hit restart, for example, when the game's over, I want to restart the game and again. And if nothing of these, if none of these, if none of these flags are activated, so we basically go and print the state of this component and we render everything. Okay, which is in this case the game. If not, we destroy it. So more or less, this is the game code explanation. Okay, so we're going to fix now. Let's see what we have to fix first. So we have finish Pong CDP, shows core, move split ball, render border, and center line max with or size up. Okay. Okay, I want to fix first the function that render the text. So render text. Render font text. Okay. So we are sending screen high. So we're sending these two values because I found that, but what I need to calculate is the size of the entire texture that is created with this text, and from there we need to centralize, which we already resolved that, okay, in the prior live stream. And I also did a diagram, a really quick diagram on Paint doing that. But the problem is I want to have a single function with all the logic that I need, because sometimes I need to center, but sometimes I need to center only on the y-axis, on the x-axis, but I need to move a little bit if I have more than one text. Okay, so maybe I just need to, okay, so maybe I need to change this render text. So let's create void render text. Okay, so okay, let's use this. We have color white. We need to change this. I'm not 100% sure why Blender is the one that works. Blended, we have the surface, render path to create the texture from the surface, and we have the rectangle. Okay, the rectangle, it will contain X, Y, and Z point and surface. Okay, so in this case, this render text, okay, you can pass let me think a little bit on this one. Okay, we have okay, if we're going to use render text, so we're going to use it here. Let's test with render text. What happened? Render text. Okay, so let's just comment this one, and we are going to pass here we're going to pass what if we just go here and pass by default we're going to center the text. Okay, if if center is true, maybe we just need to pass the screen too, so we can get so we can get the width and height. So SDL window, okay, so we have a DL window and we have the value on X and Y. If it's center, so here we just need to use this. So I already did this math, so I'm not gonna do it again. So let's see, width is Windows I don't know how to get the is there a way to get the Windows size? No, I don't know how to get the window size right now. Let's use the normal. Okay. can just control it here. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's see. Can I do this? Okay. So now we have this one. Else we have this other. Okay. Render, we copy. Okay, guys. So we are going to review this one. Here we're not using X or Y. He's understanding if it's going to be center, it's going to get the half of the screen on each axis, and it's going to subtract the size of the surface. So he can actually find when he's going to start painting the total texture. Okay. So in this case, we're going to okay. Show main window, render. Okay, let's just compile it. And let's just, okay. So this is working, okay? Because, okay, this is working because, how I know that? Because I'm not passing the default values, actually. Well, actually I am. Yes, I am, but I don't need to, okay? Okay, nice. So, okay, nice. So now, if it's not center, it's because I want to provision X, Y, X, Y. But this X, Y is going to be calculated how? Okay, it's going to be also be proportional to the size of the surface. So let's see. So we have render text, we have X and Y here. So when it's center, but I also want that remain centered. So I'm thinking here how we'll do this, because I always want it center somehow, but I don't want to calculate when it's not. Yeah, just basically use the same. Okay, let's see. So I think this works. So sometimes I just need to provision the X and Y